need your help solving today. I just got this beautiful cabinet.
Sorry that it's sideways right now.
And I am starting to fill it with some china that I have gotten that I've never used before. So we've got some different kinds of plates and bowls, and then over here there are some teacups that go with it. Now I'm trying to figure out if I was going to have like people over for dinner and we wanted to use our nice china. I want to know how many people I can have over. So I need to know how many place settings of china that I have. So when I was kind of undoing this all, I went ahead and counted all of the different plates and bowls and the teacups that I have. And I ended up with 84 pieces of china. And then one place setting needs one of everything. They need a dinner plate, they need a salad plate, a dessert plate, a soup bowl, a teacup, a cup or a plate for their teacup, and then some other bowl that I don't even know what it's for yet. But I have 84 total pieces of china, and each place setting, it looks like it needs about 7 pieces because there are 6 pieces here on the table, and then they'll need 1 piece of the teacups. So here's the problem that we need to solve today. Okay, there are 87.
I know I said 87 and it says 84. I meant 84. Sorry.
Pieces of china, and we know that each place setting contains 7 pieces. How many place settings do I have? So the first thing I need to do is decide what operation am I going to use to solve this problem. And I'm going to start by thinking about, well, what do I already know? Well, I know that there are 84 pieces, and I also know that each place has 7 pieces. I don't think that it would make sense for me to multiply here, because if I multiply 84 times 7, I know that I'm going to get a really big number, and I can tell that just by looking at this china, even if I made an estimate for 84 as 100, 100 times 7 is 700, I know there's not enough here for 700 people. So multiplication I know isn't going to work. I don't think addition would work. 84 plus 7, that gives me 91. I'm not adding these two things together, and I can also tell that doesn't make sense. I don't have 91 pieces. Subtraction, 84 minus 7, I'm not really taking any pieces away. Still doesn't make sense. I'm not going to have 77 pieces. I think that what I'm doing here is I'm dividing. I'm taking those 84 pieces and I'm splitting those 84 pieces up into groups of 7. That makes sense. I'm taking those 84 pieces and putting them into groups. So therefore the problem that we're going to be solving today, is we're going to be doing 84 divided by 7. And just a quick little vocabulary review for us. We know that the number that's underneath our division bracket is always called the dividend. The number that we are dividing by is our divisor. And then when we solve this problem in just a minute, our answer goes up top and we call that the quotient. Alright, we're going to go back to the computer and try to solve this problem.
Alright, so here we are at the computer, and we are going to go ahead and try to solve this problem of 84 divided by 7 to see how many place settings I could have of people coming over for dinner. So we know that the first step in the division process, if we're using our division family, is to divide. Dad divides, and he always asks a question, and his question is always the same. How many times does blank fit into blank? And in this case, we're always going to start with the divisor, and it's going to be how many times does 7 fit into 8? And I know that 7 fits into 8 one time, and we're going to write that answer up top. Dad thinks he's the king in our quotient. So after Dad divides, he's done. We're going to move on to Mom. We know that Mom multiplies. Now Mom likes to be outside, so she's going to multiply the numbers outside of our division bracket, and she's going to multiply 1 times 7. We know 1 times 7 is 7, and she does not get to write her answer up at the top. She has to write her answer down at the bottom. Now since Dad used this 8, she's going to write her answer underneath of the 8. She's not going to use the 4 because we haven't talked about that yet. So Mom multiplied. Her job is done. After Mom comes along, we have our sister, and our sister is going to subtract. She's going to subtract the numbers that we just used. We haven't used the 4 yet. We're going to leave that alone. I know that 8 minus 7 is 1. Sister's job is done. Finally, we have the brother, and the brother is going to bring down whatever is next. So we use the 8. The next number would be the 4. That's what the brother's going to bring down, and he's going to bring it all the way down to the very bottom. Rover's going to come by and make us repeat. Maybe a good strategy might be once the brother brings down, when Rover repeats, circle that number. That way you know where to start when you start the family over. So I know now that Dad's going to ask his question. His question is always the same. How many times does blank fit into blank? He always uses the divisor, but this time he's going to start where Rover kind of left us off at, where the brother brought down. So I'm going to say, how many times does 7 go into 14? Well, I'm going to use my multiplication facts, and I know 7 times 2 is 14. So I'm going to use a 2, and I'm going to put that up top. Dad thinks he's the king. Mom's going to multiply next. Now, we know Mom likes to multiply outside, but Mom also likes new things. Mom's kind of like to shop. So the new number up here is that 2. So I'm going to do 2 times 7 is 14, and we know that Mom has to write her answer all the way at the very bottom. After Mom multiplies, the sister's going to subtract. Well, 14 minus 14 is 0. The brother would bring down, but we don't have anything to bring down. I don't have anything left over, so I can go ahead and take a look up at my quotient, and I know the answer to this problem. So for my problem of how many people could I have over for dinner, with each place setting being 7 pieces, turns out that I could have 12 people over for dinner and have enough china for all of them. Okay, so now that we've used long division to solve that problem, what I want you guys to do for class is to try to use that same long division method that we just used to figure out the china. And let's pretend that we were in charge of maybe a banquet hall, or we were throwing a party for a really large group of people. And so we had 728 pieces of china. And this china, though, you only need 4 pieces for each setting. And I want you to tell me, how many people could we have at this event if we had 728 pieces of china? So you can rewind this video to go back and watch the example that I did. Go ahead and put this in your math journal and bring it to class with you tomorrow. Have a great night.